Councilors Graham.
Here.
Jarvala.
Here.
Ekman.
Here.
Matheson.
Here.
Mayor Scott.
Here. All right, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
No, the phrase is one nation under God. There's no comma after nation.
Sounds good, thank you. Moving on to the consent agenda, has everybody had a chance to read through that? Any comments or questions? Hearing none, I will ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Motion from Counselor Jarvala, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Counselor Ekman, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Moving along to the Guests and Citizens Forum, is there anybody that wishes to speak at all? Hearing no one, we'll move ahead into reports. Yeah, could you please stand at the podium, please?
What?
Could you please stand at the podium, just so folks can hear you?
Then the microphone will work.
Yep,
Well, make sure it's on.
yep.
I'm Greg Knutson, and I wanted to check. I got a citation for my lawn. Before your last meeting, about 30 minutes before, I finished mowing my field. And I've mowed it 3 times since. I was gonna mow it Monday, but it was really hot. And today, when I stepped into my car, it's at 106. And then it got down to 98 by the time I got back from the post office.
Sure.
Anyway, I need an update on that.
So it sounded like you were given some sort of warning to mow your lawn, and then it sounded like you mowed it?
Yep.
So it sounds like it's taken care of, but yeah, we can make sure to touch base with
I
the...
did get one guy riding on a bicycle says, looks great.
Okay. Yeah, we can make sure to check in with the blight officer about it, but yeah, thank you for taking care of that. So yeah, if you've mowed it since then it sounds like it's all taken care of, so.
3 times,
Perfect, all right,
or actually 2.
right? Yeah, hopefully...
Today was supposed to be the 3rd one, but the
Don't do that.
heat wave was extended, and I
At
decided,
90-some degrees?
No.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the update. Yeah, we can make sure to pass it along. Yeah, with
I had
it being so.
problems. I couldn't lift my lawnmower into the car. I had my neighbor help me.
Sure.
And it took a little longer to get it back because the repairman hurt his knee and he was gone for about a week. I was supposed to pick it up on a Tuesday and ended up picking up, or on a Wednesday and picked up the next Wednesday, which happened to be the 23rd.
Sure.
But that was only the warning you got from her,
Okay.
right? It wasn't a ticket?
I didn't see any dollar amount on it.
Okay.
Yeah, probably
So
was
it's
just
just
a...
the initial warning then, so,
Yeah,
like Brennan said, you're in the clear.
yeah.
All right.
Hopefully, I'll be good.
Right.
Next year, I'm planning on buying a walk-behind mower with no power wheels,
Sure.
so I can lift it into my car and out of it.
And I know the blight officer was working on like some volunteers or some assistance for people who can't do some of that stuff. So if you ever,
No, I
your lawnmower is
couldn't do
broken
it,
down or it's too hot
but
for
I
you,
had
let
a
us
little
know.
trouble getting my lawnmower out of the car,
Yeah.
and it,
Yeah, we can
In-
help
in
if you
and out
need
of-
it though. Just
Yeah.
remember that, okay.
All right. Any other questions?
I have one more problem,
Yeah, go for it.
and I would like you all to help me. Frontier, actually, I got hacked on my internet, the new Wi-Fi. So I have no internet and no phone
Oh,
since December 9th. I'm still waiting for a repairman to come from Frontier. One did show up for 10 minutes in January on the 30th, but he left before I even had time to get out of bed at 8 o'clock. and get dressed and answer the door. I did see his car tracks, I did see his tracks around my house. But I've contacted them many times, and all they do is they send me a postcard. Call us. What I'd like to do is go to their main office and say, okay, let me try something, and pull out my 4-pound hammer and pound, and wipe out their cell phone and their regular phone and say, okay, call me. You have 30 seconds to comply.
Sure, right.
Because all they care about it, or Frontier, which is a Verizon company, is electronic communication. So if you could call the number 1-800-921-8105 once a day, or once a week, for the next 3 weeks and call Frontier, you may have a 25-minute wait, because the problem is like Erie used to have too many chiefs, not enough Indians, and the call center is in India. Because it takes 25 minutes to get to the call center and 5 minutes to talk to a supervisor.
Yeah, I guess, are they folks able to come down here to like the library to use
I
phones
would
if
think
needed?
they'd be able to try the library. I was wondering the same.
Right.
I'd like each one of you to do it 3 times. Once this week, once next week, and once the week after.
Right. I don't know if we can guarantee that, but yeah, the library has phones. So if you do need a phone to get a hold of anybody, whether it be Frontier or somebody else,
I tried calling one of their other offices, and it took 3 hours. They failed 5 times because the router was broken.
sure.
And that's the big problem. Nobody wants to come and fix the router.
Yeah, I've heard some folks have issues with Frontier. Is it
And
Zeno?
this is the first time I've had any problem with Frontier, and we've had a phone since 1957.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you've tried to do your due diligence in reaching out to the phone company with Frontier, so I don't know if trying them maybe one more time, and then if they don't answer, maybe taking your business elsewhere.
Tried one more time, at least 5 times.
Right, yeah,
And
I know,
all
it
I get is,
sounds frustrating.
Here's the postcard. Call their number.
Right, yeah, that sounds, frustrating. But yeah, I guess that's what my recommendation would be, is come down to City Hall if you need a phone to use, and you can use a phone down here.
I've
but-
been banned from using the library phone because the call took 3 hours with nothing happened.
Okay,
And they are understandably upset. So,
sure.
It's time to change. I myself have had problems with Frontier. And I didn't like their service. We ended up having the landline taken out. We got that frustrated with it. You couldn't make a call, you couldn't get a call, it was static on the line and everything. And we just switched to cell phones.
yeah. But on the positive side, I haven't had a junk call since December.
Right there, I know.
I haven't had a junk email since December. So,
Right.
anyway, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, moving ahead to reports from staff. Director Peterson, anything from you tonight?
I do. I gotta get this on the agenda, but that's the section of what's going on. Recently at the golf course, probably in the last 2 months, I've had problems with my irrigation system. The problem is within the VFD. It's a pretty much a modem that tells my motors what RPMs to spin and how many gallons per minute to actually run each sprinkler head. So I've been going down there every single night that I have to run it at about 9:30 and reset everything and make sure everything operates smoothly and starts up. I put a couple quotes in there because I did MTI come there and they gave me a quote on a new VFD, which was $8,200. And then another quote just to upgrade the system entirely. They said a lot of the parts in there are becoming obsolete. I had a Minnesota Power come there today and just make sure the amount of power that's driving the pumps and everything's good. And so far, that seems all right. There's still a couple of avenues I want to take. Just I didn't really believe exactly what they said, that I needed a VFD and these upgrades that they recommend. So I'm still trying to get a hold of a couple other people to see if I can fix this without spending that kind of money. But right now, I'm kind of looking for approval, at least to go forward with ordering this VFD, and hopefully I can actually kind of figure out the problem myself with a couple other vendors. But right now, if I don't order this, the VFD is about 5 weeks out. So I'd at least like to get it on order.
Are you talking just the $6,400 charge, or are you talking the $8,200?
The 8,200.
That looks like it's for a pump,
It's
motor.
it's that VFD. Yeah, it's pretty much like a hard drive.
Okay. Is the money in your budget for this?
Negative. It's just one of those things that you don't plan for. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not asking for the whole 28,000. At least if I upgrade to this VFD right here, I can try to budget for the rest of the upgrades for next year. You know, but right now he said he could retrofit this VFD with the relays and everything I have in my current system.
Without it, what will happen?
Right now, I'm scared that it's not going to work. All of a sudden, it's just going to stop. And then, again, I'm pretty much in big trouble.
With this not being budgeted for and then it not being in the agenda, Joel, do you recommend making a action next meeting or a special council meeting, or can we do something
Add
tonight?
it to the, you could add it to the agenda as an addition and take it up on the agenda. That you didn't have an additions or deletions section, so you can add it on. I think you had it you handed it out at the start. So you could add the item and then vote on it.
Okay. So, yeah, we can add this onto the agenda as an addition. But it sounds like, yeah, you're needing this, and if it fails, then we pretty much don't have water at the golf course.
Yep, pretty
That
much.
shuts down the entire irrigation system out
Yep.
there without it?
I would have to try to hand water somehow, you know, but
That-
at least try to save greens and tees, you know. In fairways, they would just die right now, but it's looking that way anyway with the weather that we got. No, I'm only allotted around 4 million gallons of water, and right now I'm sitting at, I don't know, about 2.5 million that I've used this year.
You talking river water?
Excuse me?
River water?
Yep. Like I said, I hope I can get to the bottom of it. Like I said, Minnesota Power came today, so at least that's one part that I kind of cleared up. And I'd like to call MTI again and have them maybe come take a look at it once more, but
Would make a motion, we table it till the next meeting and get it on the agenda?
Sounds like we can add it tonight.
Add it on there.
Or we can,
Without a motion?
Yeah.
That works, yeah.
Do
so
we know where the funds would come from for this? Since it's not,
I did budget 10,000 in case we went forward with these golf cart paths. And I could take it out of that part that's actually budgeted for and not do those additional things that I wanted to if we do the cart paths.
where are you at with the paths right now?
Right
Because
now,
wasn't
so-
that a new range thing, or?
Kinda. It's one of those things where New Range wanted to pay for half of it. So, and I'm still waiting on 2 more quotes. Yulin Brothers gave me one, and trying to get one from Sabi Bit and KGM right now. So I still have to go through those three and still try to get some sort of grant from the IRRB to at least get the matching funds on the other half. And even though none of that would come out of our pocket, I know that that's something we have to do. It's kind of, we have to get the 3 quotes, even if it's coming out of our pocket or not.
So being that we're already into July, is it, if you had to pick one right now, are you feeling this is more important than
Absolutely.
fixing the car paths?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have I mean, to fix a green, I mean, you're talking probably, $25,000, $30,000 a green.
Or you're saying if they die, if the greens were to die out because of the, yeah.
Yeah, I would suggest if we want to hold off on the cart path project and maybe approve this expense and then buy us a little more time to try to find the funding.
I'd still go forward with the cart path project, but the additional things that I could probably do with help with Kenyon Public Works and try to do it.
Okay, yeah.
Some of the renovations I wanted to do with the 10,000 with the sand trap and stuff like that.
Can wait.
So Mayor, my recommendation is to add that as 10.5 under new business,
Okay.
and then take that in order, and you can add the packet
Sounds
at that point.
And I'm still gonna work on it, like, I don't wanna spend this money if I don't have to, but. So, I'll make a couple of calls tomorrow and dig into it again, and, yeah, it's been an ongoing thing for a few months.
And then if you want to do that, you should get a motion and second to add that as an item.
Okay. Is that everything for now? We can get to it later on also in the agenda. but
Absolutely,
Is there anything else that you have updates for that you wanted to chat about or?
Really not as of right now, I guess. We're, I guess at the arena, we still had some, with Max Graves trying to get in touch with SEH. We had some, after they put that new roof on top of that Zamboni that covers both locker rooms back there, we had some more leaks than we had before. So they're gonna rip off the siding and kind of get to the bottom of it and hopefully try to fix that part. But right now, we're waiting, probably won't find anything out with at least till next week. What exactly what that contractor wants to do in the fix, that's gonna happen there, but yeah, at least we're getting closer on closing that thing out, I can't wait.
Right.
No, otherwise, everything's going pretty good.
Sounds good, thank you. Before moving on, I'll ask for a motion to approve the addition of 10.5 regarding the golf course purchase, to make that addition.
Yeah. So it was motioning earlier. Same thing. So moved.
Motion from Counselor Jarvis, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Counselor Grams, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Moving along to Public Works Director Snetzinger, anything from you tonight?
Yeah, so we've been, at Public Works, we've been starting to do some behind-the-scenes prep work for Water Carnival. I think we're about 10 days out from it right now. As well as some stuff around town. Last week we did some brushing along the bike trails out to the campground and back, through Back Bay Loop. I wanted to get that area opened up. It was getting kind of overgrown with the 5K race as part of Water Carnival. I chose to do that area first. After Water Carnival, we'll continue down the golf course, walking the bike trail, and then we'll be doing some work on city streets as well. Every year we have to cut low-hanging branches over the sidewalks and road right-of-ways and stuff, so we'll be going around doing that. Public Utilities had a company in town this past, well, he's still in town now, but for the past week, exercising our water valves. It's something we have them do every year. They do certain parts of town, and they give me a list of any that have failed or need repairs. So currently, we're sitting at 4 valves that are inoperable. So again, after Water Carnival, when we have time, we'll start digging and repairing those to get those operational before winter. As well as a fire hydrant out at Laskin. There's a fire hydrant out there. It's operable, but when they use it, it does leak. So they, try not, or use it sparingly, but we'll be digging and replacing that hydrant as well at the same time. I think that's about it.
All right, thank you.
I got a question for you,
Yep.
Ken. I had an individual talked to me this past week about the 2 yield signs on Westover and Andover, wondering if, he said they are partly obscured by the leaves in the trees. He's wondering if you can have a crew go out there and cut back so that they are visible from all sides. He would appreciate that.
That'll, we'll catch those right away if they're interfering with the sign.
It's not bad, but there's some occlusion
I know.
depending on.
There's a few others around town I've noticed as well, so I'm kind of compiling a list, and that'll, if not be done right away, as part of when we clear out the road right away. So, yep, we'll get, you said on Westover?
Westover and Andover, that intersection by the apartment building.
Yep.
Right there, both yield signs. If you go from both ways, you can see that there's a point where the leaves are blocking them.
Yep.
If they could just get in there and like they normally clear, he'd be.
Oh, one other thing I'll add is that I've had some questions, people out in the Lakeview addition along Viking Drive. If you noticed flags and markings in your yard, a company called NPL is in town replacing gas service lines. They kind of showed up unannounced to me. We've had several people reaching out wondering why there's paint markings all over in their yard, and actually today they showed up and started digging. So unannounced to me, they are in town replacing gas service lines in that area. Apparently there were several homes that were built out there that are what's like a teed off line where one line splits into 2 to feed 2 homes, and that doesn't fall into their compliance, so they are now digging them up, replacing, putting individual lines to every house. So that is what's going on out there. Any residents in that area who might have markings in your yard, you're probably getting a new gas line.
All right, thanks for the updates. Moving on to City Attorney Lewicki. Anything from you tonight?
No update tonight, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Moving ahead to reports from elected officials. Councilor Grams?
Not much to report. I checked on a couple committees that I'm the liaison for, the Youth in Action and then the Brownsfield Committee. Neither one of those organizations have met yet this year, so I reached out to them to ask, am I not getting notices, or neither one has met. So they did make sure I'm on the mailing list for those to, when they do meet, to get an update and stay in touch with what they're doing. The Chamber continues to donate to all the local organizations and school groups. I think in our end of our fiscal year for May 31st, in the month of May, we gave out $50,000 for our tax breaks, but it all went to good causes, and that went out to the community, so hopefully that'll help all the different groups.
All right, thank you. Councilor Jarvla?
Bear with me. I've had conversations with a few individuals of late. One was a representative from New Range inquiring about the possibility of maybe a data center being built out near the mine. People in this area are used to lights, noise, and power draw, and they complain about the power draw in some of these areas, but when you look at these electric shovels they've got out in the mines right now, it's got to outstrip what the usage of a data center would be. They'd be far out, and I also learned something there that they've got laws that work against building any other businesses on the mines that would possibly include the mineral rights or the use of the mine for mining other things. And it was just one of those things that thinking of tax base, which would help everybody in town. The other thing that I've been looking into, and I've talked to somebody from IRRB, the initial conversation seemed well. There's a bunch of counties around the state and even in this area that are doing biochar right now, which is, again, tax base for industry. We've got a whole industry around here that puts out a lot of waste wood that they're using in these biochar plants to create fertilizer, carbon capture that gets buried in the ground. It's good for the ground as other industries use it also. Just looking into it, and if anybody's got any ideas, any concepts, rattle my chain on it. I'd like to hear on what people are thinking. And I go back to what I said, my statement about tax base. You increase the tax base with different businesses, you're looking at jobs and lower taxes for everybody else. That's all I got.
Sure. All right, sounds good. Thank you. Councilor Ekman?
So So Dave and I went to the ERPD board earlier today. We have a new officer that's starting, and he's cleared everything, good to go. And then just arts and crafts, we're getting ready for the parade and for Water Carnival. We've seen the city crew down there working hard.
Bring up the truck.
Oh, yes. And then the ERPD sold Suler's truck to the city of Aurora because they needed a public utilities truck. He said city of Hoyt Lakes was approached and didn't want it, so it went to the city of Aurora.
All right, thanks for the updates. Counselor Matheson.
I guess the only thing I'll say, it kind of has to do with one of our agenda points coming up here, but I was called and talked to this week, or last week, about the fact that a resignation letter came to the council, and because a couple council members were gone, we had to table it due to our nepotism and whatever policy. And I think that is unreal, that a resignation letter would fall under that thing, to the point where I feel like the last administration got what they wanted with the anti-nepotism policy. Everything got completed there, and I think that's something that in the future we might just need to relook at if, as a small town, we really need that. If it gets to the point where somebody's trying to resign from their services and we can't approve it at a council meeting because of that, I think that's absolutely ridiculous. But that's just my thought, and I think it's something maybe for the future to discuss again. Dave, along your lines of talking about the data center, the phone call thing, just one thing that I was told of at a TAP meeting a while back when we talked about data centers was the electricity that they pull is actually a very positive thing because they get charged so much and they have to pay so much per month that it'll actually cause local residents around it to go down because they overpay to make sure that they never underpay themselves.
Really?
So from Minnesota Power, they actually said that you see residents around data centers, their power bills go down.
A lot of the anti-statements out there from people claim their
Correct.
power bills went up
Yep.
because of the data center.
And that was straight from Minnesota Power at one of those meetings, was that where they're seeing them in Minnesota, that Minnesota Power makes them pay so much towards their power that they always overpay, and it causes everybody's to go down.
And that stands to reason. And like I said, the infrastructure we have here on the Iron Range to get electricity into the mines is absolutely phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the draw, like I said, of just one shovel
Right.
out at Mintac or something compared to what a data center's pulling in.
So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there too.
Thank
But
you.
That's all I have to say.
Sounds good, thank you. And I don't have any big updates on my end, so we will move ahead with old business, so 9.1 EMT resignation. So yeah, this had been tabled last meeting. We talked about it last meeting. Looks typical to the types of resignation letters we typically get. Is there any other further discussion or questions regarding this resignation letter?
Nope, I missed that meeting when it was first on too, so I wondered why it was tabled as well. So in our policy, we can't accept resignation letters even?
No, I think,
I'd be happy to speak to that.
Yeah,
It doesn't
I
have
wasn't-
anything
I
to do
wasn't
with.
at that meeting either,
it-
so I-
Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with the nepotism policy. It's that the number of counselors that were here, 2 of them are on that department.
Okay.
And so they weren't able to vote on that
Okay.
resignation
Like
because
there's more
that,
conflict
it's
than
a
a
conflict, yes, yeah.
So even resignation letters fall under conflict? I mean,
So, and, well, yeah, without getting too into
sure,
it,
yeah.
if people are resigning, it may create more work for people that are on that department. So it can be self-serving, it's unlikely, but it's a protection for you guys as counselors and the votes that you cast, that it not be impacted by potential conflicts for other things that you do.
Understandable.
so yeah, if there's less people, then Jill or I could work more, and then we make more money, but I don't want to work more. Right.
Mayor, when you put it like that, it does sound absurd.
Right. I mean, yeah, I don't think Jill or I would ever make any sort of decision regarding the EMS department just for our gain, but just like Joel
Again,
had said.
I completely understand when it comes to wages and
Right, no.
shift something or anything along those lines, but another employee's resignation letter that we're like, and obviously it didn't affect her any, she's still not working, she's just waiting for it to be approved, but still, I'm just like, the fact that I got a phone call about it, I'm like, that's intriguing.
Right, yeah. It seems pretty silly, but just want to make sure we're doing things correctly. But yeah, thanks for, bringing it up, and so we can at least chat about it, so.
I'll make the motion to approve her.
All right, perfect.
And I will second.
Oh.
Or Dave.
Dave, we'll give it to Sherry. Dave's done enough talking tonight.
Release her.
I'm just kidding. So motion from Counselor Matheson, second from Counselor Grams. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. And then Jill and I will
We abstained.
abstain. All right, moving ahead to new business 10.1, Fisherman's Point 2027 seasonal site rates. I think, Tam, you talked with Betsy a little bit today, so do you mind just giving a little bit of information on that?
Sure, it's that time of year again. We need to decide on the rates for the 2027 seasonal sites out at the campground, because we are going to start advertising very soon, getting the packet together and starting to advertise. So it's kind of like we have to make this decision for seasonal sites before we make the decision for how much the regular daily reservations would be. So just on the list that Betsy made, just the seasonal part of it is the part that we actually have to look for fees on tonight. So lake access, non-lake access, application fee, appliance fee, or pet fees. So that's for the seasonals. And then they're also asking about the possibility of bringing back 3 sites for monthly reservations. Jen has had several requests for them again. At this point, we're not necessarily looking for you to come up with pricing for it, but just if you're interested in doing it again, and then we could do our research and bring it back to you at another point, like reservation timelines, what sites they would use, refund or cancellation policies, that type of stuff. So it's kind of a 2-part, seasonal site pricing, and then are you guys interested in us doing some monthly sites again next season?
And if I remember right, did we increase the Lakeshore
Yes.
last year when we did this?
So last year going into this year, it looks like it went up $100, and then the year before that, it went up 200. So it was 200, then into this year it was 100. So now,
Both Lakeshore and non-Lakeshore?
no, so non-Lake Shore a couple years ago went up 200, and then last year into this year, that part stayed the same.
Okay.
How has the occupancy rates for this been?
For the seasonals or for
Yeah. For the both lake and off lake?
I don't think we filled all the seasonals this year, but Betsy said that Jen is confident we will for next year, that there's been a lot more interest for different people that have been asking what sites will be available next year and when they will be able to.
If
put
they're
them.
not filled, they're able to rent them out for
Yeah.
weekend and night.
Yeah. Yeah, we do it early enough. We generally have the drawing in middle September. And then, so Dustin can go in, who manages the website, and he can block out all the seasonals and start working on all the other ones for daily
Okay.
camping. Yeah.
Has camping been down all in all?
Yeah.
We were kind of
Yeah.
getting over this COVID thing where everybody was camping. It's
Yeah,
kind of
that was
thing
so
that's died.
huge for a while. Yeah, Betsy said the numbers are down from that, but those were kind of crazy numbers
Right.
to begin with. Yeah. We seem to have a cycle. And like right now, golfing is up. We have a lot more there, and camping's kind of going down.
So what are folks feeling on the seasonal rates, so lake access and then non-lake access? I think if things have been down, potentially just leaving it as is, but
How do we compare to other campgrounds in the area? Anybody look at that at all?
I think Betsy said
Sounds
that she
pretty
did.
comparable.
Yeah. Comparable to ones that have water and sewer.
Right. They have, I think, more than what we
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
So yeah, considering we don't have sewer hookup and those different types of
Right,
things.
who's
Yeah.
the best campground?
We have better sites
Yeah.
with the trees
The
and
trees,
everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're the only campground, probably in Minnesota has that seclusion. You only might be 40 feet from someone you can't even see the campsite.
I've camped where your pop-up campers are literally
Right.
a couple
Yes.
feet and you can hear the guy snoring in the pop-up next to you. So I mean, our
Yeah.
campsites are very nice and secluded. They are.
I don't know. That's,
recommendation to increase the lake shore or non-lake shore? I think we've increased lake shore the last 2 years. I'm fine with leaving it how it is. Now that we have other fees as far as like the appliance fee, I know, especially during COVID and a couple years after, everyone brought freezers, hot tubs, fridges out there and plugged them in. It was fun, it was great, but I get where that's an extra expense. So now that we have some to offset some of those, I don't feel like we need to raise the rate right this year anyway. And
Well, I
I like
think
the 30 sites still.
If we didn't fill them, I mean, I don't know if the raise in price would have had anything to do with that, but
Before I named on 10 years in a row, and it finally just kept going up so much, it wasn't feasible to, unless it was actually going to be
live out there all summer, I said, yeah. I agree with Sherry. I don't think there's any need to raise them at this point.
About the 3 additional sites, is there any harm to adding if she thinks she can fill them? And if they don't get filled, well, they go up for rental.
Right, and that's kind of what I was thinking. I don't think, I would go off of what they recommend, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the ones down there
Well,
knowing.
if she thinks she can rent them out, and if they go, we're a step ahead. If they don't, they'll just go back.
They still can be rented that, yeah.
I know people that really enjoyed that 1 month.
I did too. I've been approached by, a handful of people who, well, how come I can't get a monthly site anymore? I love that. So I've even heard feedback that they want the monthly option. And if it doesn't get filled, it just goes in the rotation. So it's
And we
no
used to use that
harm.
too, with kids in hockey and baseball in the summer, and also when you get that, maybe August is quick, it's like, we used to get that in August.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine for adding those.
So it sounds like you folks in City Hall have got a little bit of direction on the monthly site, so if you guys want to look into that further and then suggest
Okay.
pricing and
Okay.
those different types of things. And then, are you guys okay with keeping the rates the same too for the
Yeah,
seasonal?
I don't have a problem with that. What was the monthly rate before, Tammy?
It was kind of based off of how many days were in that month.
Yeah.
It was like a discounted.
Yeah, I
wasn't
think it was
that-
almost like the 6th, get the 7th free kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think is what it ended
If you
up
booked it for a
being. Which
week,
we got
you
back
got-
now.
Yeah.
But it's just nice to
Yeah.
have the same campsite for a month straight, rather than trying to
Yeah.
book it for 2 weeks and then.
And you can get it for if you're able to, you can get it for the next month, so you can be in there. It's not like you have to get out. The only problems
was
we did
different.
have were some people were, if they're done in the middle of the week and they're working, they would have to take their camper out early when they had paid for extra days, or they might have to pay for daily rates to get to the next weekend. But beyond that, it's kind of part of it when you take it.
Right.
So.
Can I see that again?
Yeah. So yeah, it sounds like we're interested in the monthly sites and then keeping the rates the same for seasonals. So maybe I'll take 2 different motions for that. So I'll ask for a motion to approve the Fisherman's Point 2027 seasonal site rates.
I'll make a motion.
Motion from Counselor Ekman. Is there a second? Second from Counselor Jarla. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. And then a motion to direct City Hall staff to look at making those additions for the monthly sites in our next booklet or for our rates. So is there a motion for that?
I'll make that motion.
Motion from Counselor Grams. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Counselor Ekman. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. All right, moving on to 10.2. So we're looking at a couple of recommendations to hire for 2 EMT positions, and then for 1 EMT position only, and then 1 firefighter EMT position. So these also look similar to the recommendations we've gotten previously. So the fire department and EMS department, they do their interviews, and then they make recommendations based on those interviews. So any comments or questions regarding that? All right, so we'll start with 10.2A. So I'll ask for a motion to approve the hiring of Lauren Profit for the firefighter EMT position, just pending any sort of background check and those different types of things.
I'll make that motion.
Motion
I'll
from
second.
Counselor Graham, second from Counselor Jarvala. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. And then 10.2B, is there a motion to approve Abby Larson for the EMT only position?
I'll make that motion.
Motion from Counselor Matheson, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Counselor Grams. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. All right, we've gotten a lot of resignation letters, but now we got two hires, so that's good to see the numbers increasing, and then a couple more people to take money away from Jill and I, so. No, so we'll abstain from that also, so. Moving on to 10.3, resignation letter from Lisa Gert from the EMS department. Again, this looks similar to the other one we got. Any comments or questions regarding that? Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve that resignation letter.
So moved.
Motion from Counselor Jarvala, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Counselor Matheson, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried, and then Jill and I will abstain. And then lastly, for the agenda, 10.4, August 11th council meeting day change due to the primary election. So I think Tammy had made note of that and suggested we change it because I think it's required that we're not supposed to have a council meeting.
Yeah,
on
no
the night of
business
the
can
election.
be conducted.
So we were just looking for a date change on that. I think when I had spoken to Dean about it, he recommended that Wednesday, so the 12th. So we're just putting out feelers from the council for what would work for them in their schedule for that week. So it would be the week of August 10th. So the 10th is that Monday, and then the 11th is that Tuesday, which is the primary election day. So is there any days that work or don't work for folks?
This is fine.
I'm glancing quick, sorry.
Yeah.
No, you're good.
There's a possibility I might not be back in town on the 12th in time, but that, again, I don't know that for sure. So if that's the date that works, that's fine. Let's see. I'm open otherwise.
Yeah.
I work nights that whole week, so I can make it in and have somebody stay for me, so any day works for me, it doesn't matter.
Any day works for Brent, any day works for me. Dave, is there,
The Wednesday is fine.
okay, does any day work for you?
Just about.
Okay.
Do you have to work?
Push this.
Right, and how about for you, Jill?
That works.
Would you be back for sure Thursday? Sherry?
Yeah, I'll just be in Virginia at an appointment Wednesday, so I mean, I could
Oh.
very well be back. I just,
So you're fine with that, or do you want
Don't
to try
know.
Thursday or Friday?
we can try for Wednesday, that's
Okay.
fine. I'll let you know if I'm running late, but otherwise I should be able to make it.
Sounds good. So if it's okay with everybody, we'll look at changing the date to that Wednesday. Any other further conversation for that?
I thought you were changing it because it was my birthday on the 11th, so thank you.
Right.
Happy birthday.
Right.
That's what we meant, that's what we meant to say. The
Thank you
email,
very
yeah.
much.
It's for Sherry's birthday,
Sherry
not
Graham's
for
day.
Boyd.
You bringing cake?
I will.
All right, sounds like we'll do Wednesday, so I'll ask for a motion to change the council meeting date to August 12th.
So moved.
Motion from Counselor Jarvis, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Counselor Matheson, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. And then moving on to adjournment, is there a motion for that?
Hold on, we have 10.5 now.
We gotta do that water
Oh,
irrigation.
whoops, yep, I just forgot about that, I wrote it down. All right, 10.5, golf course kind of VFD discussion. Is there anything else that you wanted to add for that? Sounded like we need to do it, if we don't do it, and
I
it
don't-
fails.
Right now, I want to plan on. Right now, I want to plan on ordering it, but I'm still going to do my due diligence and try to find ways around it.
So when you're saying that, are you thinking that if you get it ordered, you said it's like 5 weeks out? So if you're thinking if you order it, but then you sit there and figure out something, could you return, you're thinking like return it? Is that kind of your
Maybe I'll
thought?
get a
Or
restocking fee, but it's still going to be.
less than the 8? So based off of that, I mean, would it be that we could just use those funds that the 10,000 that you have for that, purchase it with that, and then see if you can still replenish that if you do return it type of thing, or? Okay,
Maybe I can do that even with the IRRB helper grant or whatever too.
Okay.
Maybe there's some left over anyway. So, I mean, 10,000 wasn't going to do much anyway, but I thought it was something.
right.
You know.
All right, any other questions for Bucky?
And what's nice about this VFD too, so if this one is, I can use it for that other upgrade that I would want to do in the future. Like, so that irrigation system is 20 years old, so we're gonna have to start spending some money on it to be, to put one brand new in. I mean, I don't even know what that would cost. $1 million.
But this VFD would integrate into
It
if
would.
next year or even the following year,
Yep.
you budget for the whole new rebuild, that still would.
Yep.
Okay.
And even,
Excuse me.
and that discussion can happen later too, but even with that new build, which is gonna be another, let's say, and that'll be, that's $28,000. So, I mean, obviously it's gonna be $8,000 cheaper, to ask for another one.
So I feel it's needed, our golf course, the grass doesn't die, I would make a motion to go ahead and order it, and hopefully you can work your magic on it in the
Right.
meantime, but I would recommend ordering it.
So motion from Counselor Grams to order that VFD in the amount of $8,271.07. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Counselor Ekman. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Now we'll move on to adjournment. Is there a motion for that?
I'll make that motion.
Motion from Counselor Grams, second from Counselor Jarvala. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Thank you.